What's up, it's your boy Zakeem, aka the Pirate King, also known as King Ranger, rocking with your boys at Hoodlum ENT. Tap in.
My niggas scheming and plotting, yeah. Fiends on the block, yeah, they needin' narcotics, yeah. I'm feeling nauseous, so bring me the time.
Alright, let people know where we at right now. We wait for those who don't know you if they don't.
Alright, my name is Zakeem, spell it ZKN. Find me on everything ZKN912.
Yeah. Alright, so are you originally from Savannah?
Born and raised, West Savannah.
Yeah.
The original Fairwood.
Cool. Alright, so how was it like for you growing up in Savannah, before the music, or was music always involved in everything you did from the child?
Music's always been around, cause everybody out around listens to music, but as far as me being involved in it, I wouldn't say I was adamant about being a singer or a rapper from a young age. Like, I like listening to music. I just have a fascination with music in itself. It wasn't until my later years, after my high school years, where I decided I want to do music. I want to make music.
Yeah. Alright, so how was that even you discovering that you wanted to do music? Was it something that you with somebody in the studio, or somebody just recommending, hey, you'll be good at doing music? How was that?
A lot of times where coming up in life, I had a bunch of friends and people you look like you sing. I'm like, what does that even what does that even mean? I look like I sing, I don't sound like I sing. That's not a thing. So I would just drive around in my car, listening to beats and stuff, and then putting together shit in my head. I ain't gonna lie, I was an insecure ass nigga in high school. I wasn't the one oh, I'm gonna be freestyling at the table with my homies, I'm gonna go holler at these females, this and that. I just been playing sports, doing homework, going home.
Yeah.
Music was a little side thing for me. I play video games and just listen to beats. I wouldn't listen to songs, I wouldn't listen to mixtapes, just beats for hours on end. And that just sparked yo, why am I not putting my, I used to write poetry though. I'm I could put my poetry to music, and those are songs. And I had friends that were doing music in high school. I was damn, if they doing it, I could do it. But I never had the opportunity until I made it. I made the opportunity myself.
That's right. So how was people's initial reaction when you started putting the music out there for them to actually listen to, as far as because right now I seen you got 2 tracks out so far, or I don't know if you got even more than that.
I got 14 tracks out on SoundCloud. Right now that's my main streaming platform. But when I first started making music, it was really well received because I was different. Yeah. Everybody listening you got that Lil Uzi Juice WRLD feel, but it don't sound like Lil Uzi and Juice WRLD, but I like it. And it's it's hard to categorize what I do, but I tell people I rap and I rock, but mainly I rage.
Yeah.
I'm a whole vibe.
Yeah. Alright, so then for you, do you feel you have a process which you doing music? Because some people might think what you saying you do the rage, it's a whole freaking, I don't know, concert in the studio with you or something, or it's
it's an experience in the studio with me. I will guarantee you that. How can I put this? I'm an advocate for alternative drugs. I like to do acid and shrooms and shit like that. So I pop me some acid, I pop a tab, and I go to the studio, and then whatever I feel, wherever I'm at in that moment, that's what comes out. I could be feeling, I could be in my feelings about love and shit like that. And I got a few love songs, people look at me and they're this you? Yeah, I sing too. I have a really broad spectrum of what I can do musically, and I just like to experiment.
Right, yeah, I feel that. Alright, so do you feel what's your process? Do you write, or it's off the, your head?
It's a mixture of both. I'll come up with a hook and I'll write the hook so I'll remember that. And then once I get to the studio, my mind will change so much that I might not do that specifically, but that's a stencil where I go off of, and I just do whatever I'm feeling. And 9 times out of 10, it comes out the way I want it to. I plan not to plan. if that make any sense.
Got you. All right, and with your music right now and where we're at right now, would you say that your music is that it can actually thrive where it's at right now, and you're looking to even go beyond that from the get-go because you know your music is.
I know before I record the song that it's gonna be that one. Like I'm waiting. Like every time I record a song, I'm ready for the next one. Like, yeah, I know people gonna love this one, but shoot, how can I top this? Like, if you like sit down and actually like just play my music, it'll take you so many different places to where it's like, I can't deny this dude's vibe. Like, he know what the fuck he doing, he know what he going for. He's in his own lane and you can't deny it.
Yeah, got you. All right, so right now you've been on the, some shows as well. So like you even did one, you opened up for Solid Baby and things like. So even doing your shows, like, what is the feeling like for you before doing the show or even during the show? Is it like butterflies? Is it always, you know?
Nah, it's really like, I don't know why, but for some reason, like there's always like there's always some like bullshit or some hiccup like right before the show, and it's like pisses me off. So it's like I'm just waiting. Like I know what I came here to do. I came here with intentions. I came to rock this bitch out. So it's like, Breeze, when them boys gonna let me do my thing. Like I dead ass. I go to my manager. I'm like, yo, Breeze, bro, what Cam at? Like Cam's my photographer. I'm like, yo, like these niggas taking too long. Like
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Like when I manifested that Sada Baby thing. Like last year was when I first started listening to him. Not even gonna cap. And then I just fell in love with the vibe that it gave me. It's like this man is doing whatever the fuck he wants, saying what he feels, and it's dope and it is raw, and the energy of it just resonated with me really highly. And so I told my best friend, I was like, yo, it'd be dope as fuck if I could open up for him. And then a year later, like I won Popalooza, shout out them boys Tap Money and Keish, and they awarded me the opportunity to open for him. And not only did I open for him, and we rocked that shit out. Like being in front of that crowd was just like me doing an open mic. Like it felt no different. It just was the politics behind it all, like having to wait your turn. It's like, I know what I came here to do, and it's like no disrespect to anybody else, but they're not gonna do what I came to do.
I got you. And right now, do you feel like people are really gravitating to you right now because you're different at the moment, or is it just because like you feel the music itself is just speaking for, you know, you as an artist?
I feel like it's a mixture of everything, because before people hear my music, they meet me. Like most of the time, it takes people a long time to even discover. Like I'm not a big talker about my music. It's like if we chilling and hanging out, I'll be like, hey man, go follow me on SoundCloud, go listen to my music, this and that. We're talking about whatever we talking about in the morning. It could be aliens, it could be politics, it could be life, it could be build, it could be whatever. And so that vibe, that connection, me and you build, that bond, whatever tie that is, that's what you remember me on. And then finding out I do music, like, damn, this is really a cool ass dude. And people have been gravitating towards my vibe, cause you know, even I got the clothing line out. You know, shout out Kazaku Apparel. I'm really different. Like a lot of my stuff is real anime based, cartoon. Like I'm a real wild child, and like there's some studios I used to co-record at, and they used to tell me that I couldn't come back because I used to rage out. Like that's how I record my music. I'm real loud. I'm real vibrant. And it's like, if I can't record my music like that, then like, what do you expect me to do?
Yeah. I feel you on that. Alright, so do you feel like right now that your music is being received as you want to within like Savannah itself?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Not the way I wanted to. It's being received, but not the way I wanted to. Because, you know, like, everybody makes music now. Like, and the market has become so saturated to where it's like it's hard to pick out who really does this shit and who's doing this shit for attention and for clout. And no disrespect to them guys, but people like me get overlooked for these opportunities, and you know, my music is just sitting by the wayside, and the people who are actually, you know, looking for good music and, you know, involved in the community, they know about me. Like, my name's picking up a little bit more buzz. I bet after last weekend, people are starting to wonder what the fuck going on.
Yeah. All right, so even right now, like, what do you feel like they have to expect for you in the future, of, like, this year so far, though?
Big things. You expect big things. Alright, I can't speak on anything specific, but just know that I'm working. I'm constantly working. Me and my team, like, we're always at each other. Like, so just this morning, we had a goddamn dispute about having to be more present in what we got going on. Cause right now, I'm gaining momentum. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, this shit is new to me. Like, I got people treating me different. Like, after one weekend, people are treating me differently, and it's like I gotta build off of that and learn from that, cause I'm building on the thing, you know, the good criticism, and I'm learning from, you know, the bad stuff, like, you know, people who are not really my friends, and the shit is reflective after, you know, I do something major like open for Saudic, and not only did I open for him, I got to meet him because I got one of my friends, Xavier Hutchins, that do a painting, and I got it to him. He was like, "Man, I've been touring all over the place, and nobody ever showed no love like this." I get to Savannah, and my dressing room is like a big ass fucking canvas painting of myself.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? I'm like, that's what I do. Like, you inspired me to do what I'm doing, so I was like, I wanted to pay that forward. So I mean, I feel like in Savannah, they got a long way to go when it becomes, you know, being inclusive. Cause I feel like there should be nights at Island Breeze where the scaddies are in there turning up. Cause them boys know how to party. I would really much rather party with them boys. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Cause they're fans. They consume music too. So it's like, who are we to deny them a venue to turn up and have fun? I mean, they like our music too.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, and even right now, like, you also do music, and then you also got the clothing brand on the side. So, like, what was the inspiration behind, like, the clothing brand, and how did this even come about for you wanting to pursue that?
Oh yeah, shout out to, you know, Kasaku Apparel. Hold on, wait a minute. That's the game. Growing up, I used to, well, not used to, I still watch this anime called One Piece, you know. Yeah. Shout out to them boys, Pirate Gang. One Piece is about a group of pirates that are joined together. They all have their own different things they're doing. Like, on the crew, there's a swordsman, there's a sniper, cook, mechanic, and the captain, and they're all coming together for a common goal, which is to find the One Piece, which is the greatest treasure. But the definition I take from being a pirate is just the ultimate freedom. Like, being able to do what I want, be what I want, and having to answer to myself at the end of the day. And not being above anyone. Like, I feel like I am the captain of my crew, but I'm not in charge of anybody. Like, we all have equal footing, we all have our own roles to play. It's just, I'm the front, like, I'm the face.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm really in love with Japanese culture. Like, I try to, you know, sit, you know, drink my sake from time to time. I learned a little bit of Japanese from my friend, shout out Tuni, he out in Tokyo right now. So this lick video got a couple of scenes. We were out there, you know, doing some big things.
Alright, and two, like, the inspiration, because you have this whole wave of campaigns you're around with, like Rage. So, like, what's your definition of that? And, like, you know, when it comes to you and what it means to you when you're, like, talking about Rage.
Alright, with me, like, Rage Engage, like, that's what I be telling people. It's like a switch is flipped. Like, we've been inside for this whole COVID pandemic bullshit. And, like, I thought it was a major setback on my music. Like, it was at first, because I lost my job. I was stuck at home. I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. The studio I was working with, the engineer and the owner, like, they had a falling out, so I had to find a new place to record, and then I wasn't recording, So like I'm pissed, I'm angry, and then on top of that, it's like I'm reaching out to these promoters, these DJs, like, you know, fuck with me. Like, I make dope ass music, bro. Like, play my shit, spin my shit, give me a chance to open, and then keep being overlooked is like, is enraging. It's like all that shit just boiled up inside of me, and then like I met Breeze, and we went to the studio one night to record, and he asked me, he was like, bro, is there anything you wanna, you know, just get off your chest? And I'm like, yeah. So we put on this beat, the beat for my song Lick, and I just like, bro, through all this, I'm just looking for an opportunity to lick. I'm looking for a chance. I'm demanding an opportunity and a chance. I'm seizing that to do what the fuck I want to do. And what I want to do is party hard, like make music, perform, entertain. Like, at the end of the day, I'm an entertainer. Like, that shit is fun getting up on stage and you don't know whether I'm gonna sling a bottle of water into the crowd, I'm gonna jump and throw myself into the crowd. Like, you gotta come see me. It's a whole experience.
Got you.